for the Academy of Art Urban Knights under coach Julius Barnes, representing a 6-19 record, 4-14 in the Pac West. It's going to be sophomore Alex Carmen, the 6'3" guard from Long Beach. Joining him in the backcourt is number 5, Aaron Anderson, the junior 6-foot guard from San Francisco. Number 11, Alexis Moore, 6'3" junior from Long Beach, will join them in the front court. Down low, number 33, Rodrigo Maza, the 6'10" senior from Dijon, France. And down low, number 40, Aaron Aikman, the 6'8" senior from Tucson, Arizona. For your Penguins, at point guard, number 21, Miles Carrillo, the 6-foot senior from Tustin, California. Joining him in the backcourt is number 25, Dominique Taplin, the 6-foot junior from Alameda. Alongside him is number 30, Matt Hayes, the 6'2" sophomore from Yuba City. And down low, number 43, the 6'8" senior from Sacramento, Connor Haysbert. Temple, I'm looking forward to tonight's matchup, senior night. I know there's going to be a lot of intensity. I know Academy of Art only has 8 healthy players. They're going to have to log the starters a whole lot of minutes. And we'll see if they can compete tonight in the Conlon Center for the Dominican Penguins senior night.
And I'm going to go out not really on a limb, as Connor Haysbert was the player of the week this last week. But I'm going to make a prediction. He's going to top his career high, 29 points, and score 32 tonight and get 12 boards. He's going to play with so much passion like he always does. Senior night for him in the Conlon Center. His last game, he's a 4-year player here at Dominican. He's going to have a heck of a night.
Tippett to jump it up is Haysbert and Aikman. Haysbert wins a tip, and we are underway here for senior night in the Conlon Center. The last game for Haysbert and Miles Carrillo is Haysbert's got the rock, pulls up from 19. His jumper is short. Carmen rips down the board.
And this team likes to run their offense through Alexis Moore and Alex Carmen. Those are the two guys who will do a bulk of their scoring.
They rely on their guards to score the basketball. And here's Anderson finding a cutting Aikman, momentarily stripped away by Taplin, tries to get it down to Maza. He loses it. Taplin comes away with the loose ball.
Good defense inside there, first on Aikman, then on Maza.
Carrillo trying to blow by Anderson on the baseline, kicks it out, stolen away by Carmen. Goes behind the back, attacking Hayes, and he played great defense as Carmen dribbled it off the bottom of his sneaker, turned it over. Great defense by Matt Hayes in transition.
Yeah, Carmen is the number 6 scorer in the Pac West. Alexis Moore, the number 4 scorer in the Pac West. Those are 2 guards who can fill up the stat sheet. Can the Penguins deny them the ball and score on the offensive side themselves?
Swung around to Carrillo. Now it's up top to Hayes, who finds Armstrong on the left wing. Dumps it down low to Haysbert. His jumper is too long. Didn't draw any iron. Carmen's got the rebound as we remain scoreless with just 1:15 into this ball game.
Maza and Aikman do a very good job on Haysbert the last 2 possessions down, making each jump shot he takes tough with a hand in his face.
Moore, a step back jumper over Hayes, and he puts it down. Tough shot for Alexis Morris to put the Urban Knights on the board.
Pretty jump shot, fade away there on Miles Carrillo. Made it over the stretched arms.
Armstrong has it once again, left wing, looking for the posting Haysbert. He's going to go right at Maza. Kicked out to Carrillo. Along the left baseline. The reset with Taplin up top. Wants a Haysbert screen, gets around it, knifes his way inside the lane, can't finish with his left hand. Carmen's got the rebound, coming the other way for Academy. And a blocking foul is going to be called as Carmen was trying to get to the rack. It's going to go against the freshman Josh Armstrong.
Penguins struggling on offense to start off the game. Just 3 minutes in, but not really getting the looks they want early on.
Morris is set to inbound. He'll find Carmen in the corner. Taplin doesn't want to give up the baseline. So they post Maza, trying to go right at Haysbert, and he draws the foul. As Rodrigo Maza will step to the line. First attempt is good. The senior from Dijon, France, has played well for the Urban Knights. He's got one more coming. And he knocks it down. 2 for 2 for Mazza, 4-0 to start the game for the Urban Knights. Here's Hayes. Checked by Carmen, finding Carrillo running the wing. Now down low on the block to Haysbert. Strong move right back at Mazza, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Good job by Haysbert establishing deep position there. Posted him up and was able to do 2 dribbles inside, went up strong to draw the foul. That's going to be a nice battle to watch going back and forth. Mazza v. Haysbert.
Haysbert will step to the stripe as Matt Seska's ready to check in for the Urban Knights. And Coach Barnes is going to go small. He's going to grab Mazza. So that's going to move Aikman over to the center. His Haysbert's second free throw attempt is good. Didn't knock down the first, so it's 4-1. Penguins trailing by 3. Moore into the front court. Sets the play call. Finds Carmen. Now down low to the baseline is Seska. Kicked out to Anderson. Curls into the lane, trying to get to the hole. He's cut off. And they found Aikman, but he was ahead of himself. Too many steps, and he walked with it.
Good defense by the Penguins. First getting out on the ball handlers on the wing, then collapsing in the key on Aikman, forcing the travel.
Carrillo in front of the timeline looking for Armstrong on the right wing. Gets a Hayes screen. Reversed back over to Carrillo. Running in a 2-man game with Haysbert. Finds Haysbert. His floater doesn't go. Ball to Taplin. Kicked out to Hayes. Tried to swing it over to Carrillo. It was stolen by Morris. Comes into the front court. 15-foot pull-up air ball. Will go out of bounds over to the Penguins.
Good defense in transition there to stop Moore from driving. Force him into a tough mid-range jumper. Was able to get the air ball. Then the loose ball, forcing the Penguins to get possession.
Haysbert, high post set. At the elbow, hands off to Taplin. He finds Armstrong. Now entries down to Haysbert. Gets his man in the air. Can't finish. Battle for the rebound. Haysbert sticks with it and puts it in.
And you can see the offense is working through Haysbert early on. They're trying to get him a shot on each possession down. Haysbert, nice job staying with the missed shot. Got an offensive rebound and put it in for 2.
16-10 left in this first half. Penguins down by a point. Aikman has it at the high post, and he is hacked as he tried to get to the bucket.
A little slow of a start for the Penguins, both on the offense and defensive sides. Don't look like they're playing with as much hustle as we've seen before.
Schwartz Emerson and Johnny Bates will check into the ball game for their first time. Is Moore inbounds to Anderson. Finding Carmen, who gets by Taplin, dumps it off to Aikman. Nicely done, who lays it in.
That play was set up by Carmen there, driving towards the paint, getting 3 defenders to step up on him. And he was able to dish off nicely to Moore.
Slow pace early on. Here in the first 4 minutes. This Carrillo extended out to midcourt. Gets a bait screen, goes behind his back to try to get by Anderson. Hesitation. Good defense by Anderson. Kicked out to Bates. It's a 2-pointer right in front of the 3-point line. He can't hit it. More skies for the board. Pushing the other way. Out of control and an offensive foul by Alexis Moore. Johnny Bates drawing the charge.
And we've seen a lot of that by Johnny Bates. He was not afraid to take contact and draw a charge. He was the only one who stopped ball as Moore was driving towards the paint, and he got a charge call. He and the Penguins the ball.
Media timeout. 6-3 low-scoring affair early. 15:24 left in the first half. And so far, the Penguins just haven't shown that sense of urgency that we're used to seeing when they start off ball games quickly. Last time these two teams faced, Academy of Art played the Penguins tough. Penguins came away with the 76-70 win. So these two teams, doesn't look like they're evenly matched on paper, but they can play with each other.
Yeah, and from our standpoint here at Media Row, we knew this was going to be a close game. Academy of Art only has 4 conference wins, but like you said, they played the Penguins really tough early on in the year. So it's going to be key that the Penguins don't start like they are right now. They got to make sure that they're ready for the tough competition in the Academy of Art, because their record doesn't mean anything. That's on paper. This game is played on the court, and that's what the difference is showing right now.
Penguins had the game plan of trying to establish Connor Haysbert early. He's only 1 for 5, but it's only a matter of time before the big man can get going. And on the other side, it's been Aikman, Moore, and Mazza on the scoreboard for the Urban Knights. And as this game progresses, it seems like Penguins either start very quickly or Penguins start methodically but start to pick it up towards the end of the first half and really get going, as they're much more of a second half team usually at home.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a few amount of times when the Penguins really start like they are right now, really slow, trailing early, but like you said, once they get to the second half, it seems like they're a new team. Coach Booker T. Harris gets these guys focused in the locker room, and they come out with such energy. Hopefully we don't have to wait for that kind of intensity coming out in the second half. Hopefully we can see it right now, but either way, we know the Penguins are capable of playing a great second half.
And a 2-3 zone by Academy of Art to start this. 15 minutes left in the first half, and Booker T. Harris immediately calls out motion. It's Carrillo. He lets a 3 fly, bottoms.
He's third in the Pac West in three-point percentage at 42%. He can knock him down when he shoots him. Gets one going early right here.
6-all. As Anderson looks to Aikman, who goes backdoor to Carmen along the baseline, slithers his way around, spins it off the window, and good.
And their guards are some of the best in the Pac West. It's going to be key for Taplin and Carrillo to play good defense and deny them from getting looks like that.
Carrillo finds himself dribbling into the left wing, over to Swartz Edmondson, who comes around an Armstrong screen, but it was an offensive foul on Armstrong.
And already Armstrong's second foul. He's been playing a lot of minutes lately with the injury to Devin Golson. He's been a key player for this Penguin team. He's even started a couple games like he did today. So not good to see him get 2 fouls early.
Not at all, and Carl Orner will check in for Armstrong. Moore fires a 3, got it. 11-6. The Urban Knights have started off strong here in the Conlon Center. Taplin swings over to Carrillo. He's going to gun another 3 from the opposite side. It's long. Aikman's got the rebound.
Slow start for the Penguins. They got to get this game turned around on the defensive side.
13:45 left in this first half. Morris trying to put the moves on Carrillo. Carrillo did an excellent job to stop him. Hand off to Carmen in the lane. His shot is too long off the window. Johnny Bates skies high for the rebound.
Yeah, good rebound by Bates there. Coming back to help on the opposite side. Skied high for the rebound.
Moved around the perimeter to Swartz Edmiston. He gets cut off. Kicked out Carrillo. Another 3 on the way. No good. Boarded by Mazza, who got it stolen away from Aikman and then rejected Bates, who tried to put it back quickly.
Almost got a fortunate steal on the backcourt. Just ended up not working out as Bates went up strong, but a nice block from Mazza.
Here's Anderson now, curling into the hole. Off the window, can't get it to go. Taplin with the rebound. Quickly over to Carrillo. Got Bates in the wing, doesn't use him, goes all the way, and he's fouled hard by Mazza.
From my standpoint here, I didn't see a foul there. I thought that was all ball. But fortunately for the Penguins, Carrillo drives hard enough to get the reach over call from, they're going to call it on Carmen.
I think you were correct, partner. Mazza got him all ball. Carmen got him with the body, it looked like, according to the referee.
Yeah, I could agree with that call then, because it definitely was all ball on the rejection.
And he cupped it. That was an emphatic rejection as Ramirez and Valdio Mills check into this ball game. Carrillo at the stripe for one more. He got them both, 11-8.
Big free throws knocked down by the senior. Got this game to within one possession, only down 3.
Pressure now from the Penguins in the backcourt as Hayes checks in for Carrillo. It will be Valdiomills and Morris to try to handle the Penguin pressure.
And Valdiomills can shoot the 3. We saw him in the Pac West versus CCAA challenge. He could really heave it from behind the arc.
Taplin hounding Morris as he's trying to get away. Gives off to Aikman, now back door to Morris. Kicked out to Mazza. He can't hit it. And here's Moore. Pulls up along the baseline. It's short.
Moore's going to get his shots, and you want him to take those fadeaways just like that. Tough one in the corner.
Transition to Schwartz Emerson. Knifes his way in the lane. Puts it up and in.
Nice use of the pump fake from the three-point line. Academy of Art knows he can heave it from three-pointer. He fakes it, gets inside the lane. There's a nice little running jump shot off the backboard to finish for 2.
Here's Moore to Carmen. Trying to get by Schwartz Emerson. Hanging in the lane, off the window and in.
It's going to be Moore and Carmen, Carmen and Moore on every time down for the Urban Knights. Those are 2 spotlight players, and they can really fill a stat sheet.
Taplin hands off to Schwartz Emerson. Kicked out to Hayes. Nice ball movement to Johnny Bates. A corner 3. It's long, and Carmen's got the rebound.
And those 3s that the Penguins have been knocking down their last couple of games aren't falling early on. Do they change their game plan and start initiating themselves inside? We'll have to see.
Moore over to Valdiomills. He gets it back. Guns a 3. Can't hit it. Good rebound by Matt Hayes inside as Aikman and Mazza were all over him. Pushing the other way. Schwartz Emerson open in the corner for 3. It's good.
Why change your strategy when you got Schwartz Emerson in the left corner? That's what Coach Booker T. Harris says. Schwartz Emerson sits in that corner off the fast break, gets a nice look at 3 and knocked it down.
Schwartz Emerson and Matt Hayes live in the corners as the Dominican Penguins right now are riding an 8-game win streak. They have been hot, and that's where you want to be going in to the Pac West Conference Tournament in San Diego, trying to fight for number 2 seed right now and get the bye on Friday.
Yeah, and they control their own destiny to own that 2 seed and the bye. They get a win here tonight and then end the season in Belmont with the win against the Argonauts. They will be the 2 seed in the conference tournament and get that coveted first-round bye.
As Coach Booker T. Harris breaks huddle with Hayes, Taplin, Ramirez, Bates, and Schwartz Emerson. That was a cool halftime during the break promotion right there. Free shirts being thrown out.
They need to throw one our way.
By some of the students.
That's not fair.
Action is back underway. Moore and Carmen working a 2-man game. Moore's in a little trouble. Gives it up to Valdiomills. Trying to drive baseline. Lost the basketball. Battle. And it's going to be a dual possession. As 2 Penguins and Valdiomills were down the floor battling for the basketball. Media timeout. 13 all. 10:39 remaining in this first half. A little bit of a slow start for the Penguins as they're starting to get it going.
And we have Patrick Davis alongside with us here at Media Row. He's been taking in the first 10 minutes of action. What have you seen from the slow start by the Penguins?
I've seen a lot of missed threes and not enough rebounding from our side of the team, and I think it's just kind of the mental start of the game. You know, everyone's getting adjusted to the feel of it and the speed of the court, and I think over time, I think the second half is where the Penguins really shine, and it's kind of been shown the last couple games that I've seen. So I'm not really nervous. We're tied right now, and as long as we can stay with the Urban Knights in terms of points and speed, I think there's no problem in the second half that we can take it away.
Carrillo and Schwartz Emerson each have 5, leading the way for the Penguins, and on the other side, it's Moore and Carmen with 5 and 4 points apiece. And like you touched on, you said they were going to be the 2 guards trying to take over for the Urban Knights.
Yeah, and they're, like we've said, 4th in scoring, 6th in scoring. These 2 guards can definitely put up points in bunches, and they're getting all the looks for this Urban Knight team. The only way another player can get a look is if say Carmen or more drives and they have a wide open kick as the Penguins try to double team. So look for more of that to continue in the rest of this first half.
Moore quickly inbounds to Aikman, hook shot, can't hit it. And Aikman commits a foul going over the back.
Good defense inside. Aikman could be an intimidating force. He's rather skinny and lengthy, but very tall, standing at 6'8". They did a good job collapsing on that inbound play to force a tough possession, and then he ended up committing the foul.
The 2-3 zone permitted by the Urban Knights. They're back in it. Penguins working it around, cross court, pass from Carrillo to Hayes. Returns right to Carrillo, driving baseline. Cut off by Moore and Aikman. Kicked out to Hayes, launches a three. Doesn't go down as he hasn't found his three-point stroke so far. Aikman crashes the rebound.
That was good ball movement. They had the Academy of Art zone moving and skating from side to side.
Seska, a short floater, couldn't hit as he came up short. That was a nice find by Moore. Schwartz Emerson puts it on the deck. He's cut off by Valdiomils. Kicked out to Carrillo. Returning to Schwartz Emerson. He had trouble with the pass, falling out of bounds. Able to save it to Haysbert. 17 on the shot clock for the Penguins. Carrillo inside. And an offensive foul is going to be called on Carrillo.
I don't get that call. Carmen and Moore have done the same thing attacking the rack. They've used their opposite hand to push off just a little bit. I did not see that one from senior Miles Carrillo. Interesting call by the ref.
Took me a while to contemplate that call, partner. I didn't see it either. As here's Moore working on Hayes. Gets inside. Nice dump down to Seska, who shovels it to Aikman. Nothing there. Moore crossing over on Ramirez, not doing anything. And Moore complaining to the referee for a foul mid-dribble. Now pulls up a jumper and he knocks it down.
The kid can ball, but he's just looking for his own offense. He's isolating himself on every time down the court. That time it paid off, though, as he had great defense in his face, but still knocked down the jumper.
Gives the Urban Knights a 15-13 lead. Under 10 minutes. Here's Ramirez curling into the lane. Lays it in, and the foul.
Beautiful move by the freshman there. Got it on the right elbow and drove all the way to the left block. Finished for the scoop layup and got fouled.
Using his left hand at a perfect time. And we have seen the freshman Ramirez and the freshman Armstrong really grow up before our eyes, and they're starting to play good ball late in the season for Coach Booker T. Harris.
Yeah, that only bodes well going into the conference play. The more players that you feel confident in putting in the game, the better overall your team's going to be.
Johnny Bates is going to check in for Josh Ramirez as he gives the Penguins the lead, 16-15. Under 9. And here's Mike Temple with the play-by-play.
The Penguins set up a soft press, beaten easily by Academy of Art. Anderson comes the other way. Wild possession. Looks like it traveled, some kind of infraction. They don't call it, and he finishes for a layup on the left block.
I don't know how that wasn't a travel. He lost the ball in midair, came down with it, took an extra 2 steps and laid it in.
The bench and Coach Booker T. Harris all fuming with no call there as Academy of Art up 1 now. And on the left wing, Matt Hayes hits a three-pointer.
Only a matter of time, and if you're Valdiomils, you got to recognize that and get out on Matt Hayes.
Yeah, they're giving Hayes room, and that's his 4th three-point attempt. This one finally goes to get his first of the game. 19-17, Penguins now up 2. Coming back the other way, Moore has it. They run a zone. Valdiomils for the answer for 3. He missed. Rebound, Johnny Bates. Pushing into the front court, Miles Carrillo. He doesn't have numbers. Has it on the left wing now. Over the right wing, Bates. Corner, Schwartz Evanston. Right wing, Hayes. Now mid-range jumper, Bates fakes. Gets it inside to Haysbert on the right block. Finishes, no, just rolls out. He's going to the line for 2.
And Mazza was complaining to the official that he had his arm straight up. Haysbert did a great job to go and initiate the contact and draw the foul.
And we are going to have a timeout here at 7:55. Penguins up to 19-17 in the last home game of the season for the Penguins before they take off into that conference tournament. Right now it's at the number 3 seed by a half a game, but if they were to win here, they'd move into the 2nd seed.
And they own the tiebreaker with Dixie State. So through the Penguins, one mission, win out. Beat Academy of Art tonight, beat the Argonauts of Notre Dame, Dane and Muir on March 1st, and you are sitting at the number 2 seed with that bye. With that being said, right now, I'm just not seeing the sense of urgency the Penguins usually play with. I think once this pace starts to pick up, they can really hammer Academy of Art. They got them outmatched in just about every position. With this Urban Knight team is playing strong under Coach Julius Barnes.
Yeah, right now Academy of Art couldn't have asked for a better tempo and a better feel to this game. Penguins only up by 2, and they're really limiting the good opportunities that the Penguins usually get. One might say that the Penguins, if they knock down more threes like they have in the last couple of games, it'd be a way different game. But that's also a testament to the great defense of Academy of Art. They're coming out on the shooters, they're forcing them to shoot those long threes, and they're not going down for the Penguins, showing why they're up by 2.
You know the saying, sometimes a team will play it onto their opponent? Well, when the Dixie State came to town last Thursday, Penguins played up to that competition. They dropped 105 points on Dixie State, blew them out of the gym. Dixie State is 20-5 overall. Academy of Art coming in is 6-19. Maybe sometimes it just takes a little adjustment. Playing down to your opponent, got to play above them.
Yeah, and that could be one of the things there is the Penguins really are playing to the level of opponent. Dixie State was previously ranked, come out and put 105 on them now, playing a team in Academy of Art who's at the bottom of the Pac West standings. And not playing with the same kind of edge and chip on their shoulder that they usually play with, as Haysbert splits the pair, putting the lead to 3 points for the Penguins, 20-17. You're listening to NC2A action at radio.dominican.edu. In the last home game at the Collins Center this season. Penguins setting up that 1-2-2 zone. Right wing, Anderson. Over to Moore. Moore to Carmen, left corner. Carmen operates. Nice jump shot, finishes for 2.
Oh, that is silky. Step back right in the eye of Matt Hayes. That's a tough shot.
20-19, Penguins up 1. Taplin, left wing. Trying to post Haysbert, can't get it to him. Cross-court pass to Hayes for 3. Just in and out. Rebound goes to Academy of Art.
That looked pure, just rattled out. Good cross-court look from Taplin to Hayes.
Alexis Moore, the transfer from USC, has it. Up top, given to Anderson, right elbow. His jump shot missed. Rebound tipped to Haysbert as Taplin races into the front court. 2 on 5, he decides to pull it back out. Taplin, right wing, over to Carrillo. Carrillo in no rush, using a screen from Haysbert, goes the opposite way. Drives all the way into the key. Swung around. Johnny Bates, 3 up top for the key. Missed. Rebound, Alexis Moore.
That was a great ball movement. And even though Hayes has been struggling momentarily, I still want to see him take that shot.
On the fast break, Anderson has a chance at a layup. Miss. Haysbert with the rebound. Carrillo now has it. Dooley looks to counter. Carrillo gets all the way to the paint. Finishes for 2.
Oh, blew by Alexis Moore. You cannot reach, young man. You got to move your feet. Carrillo went all the way to the 10.
Might have been looking for a pass there, but Carrillo saw the overplay from the defense. They reached their hands. Carrillo blew right by him and finished for a nice righty layup for 2. At the free throw line, pass stolen by Taplin. Taplin, Haysbert running the break. Taplin takes it all the way himself and gets fouled.
He is a blur when he gets out into the open court. You really got to hustle back if you're the Urban Knights. If you see Taplin with the basketball surging the other way.
Foul is going to go on Valdiamios, his first personal and 7th team foul. So Penguins already in the bonus on the next foul. Going to the line will be Taplin. Having a little bit of a down year from the stripe this year. Shooting it at 71%. Knocks down the first.
And Taplin almost forces the officials to have to call a foul because he goes to the rack so strong. There's almost always contact.
He attacks the rim harder than anyone that I've seen play in this Collins Center. Finishes both free throws to put the lead to 5, 24-19. Again, setting up that soft zone press. Beaten as they get it past half court. Valdiamius over to Alexis Moore. He has it, trying to operate on Carrillo. Moore gets to the free throw line, given over to Anderson. He picks up his dribble, getting pressured by Johnny Bates. Good defense, handoff to Carmen. Carmen trying to get position, but he can't. Bates with a deflection ends up in Anderson's arm. Anderson drives baseline. Good defense inside. Loose ball. Fight for the loose ball. Everyone hits the deck. Matt Hayes ends up with it.
Tenacious defense.
Hayes running the fast break, gets it to Bates. Bates all the way inside, finishes for 2.
Alex Carmen tried to close out way too fast on Johnny Bates. Was able to blow right by him going baseline. Nice move.
Now we're seeing the Penguins that we're normally used to seeing. 26-19. Penguins up 7. They're doing it at the defensive side. Getting stops and racing out for fast break opportunities. Alexis Moore has it as they slow it down. Looking for Valdiamios. He sets a back screen. Moore still has it left wing. Gives it to Valdiamios. Now right wing Anderson. Anderson jump shot. Missed. Rebound. Haysbert. Big board. Gives it over to Carrillo. They again look to push. Carrillo trying to find Bates but can't. He drives all the way. Paint. Nice find to Bates. Bates, can he finish? No. Gets blocked but called for a foul.
Oh, Carrillo's just a magician down there. Wrap around pass. Wasn't even looking. Completely fooled the defender. Set up Bates beautifully. And Bates did a great job to use that shot fake to get his man in the air and draw the foul.
And Carrillo saw Bates in the corner at half court. Told him to cut with his eyes. That's at least what I'm interpreting. Bates does do the cut, and Carrillo eventually found him with that wraparound pass. Bates now going to the line for his first 2 free throws of the night.
As a floor general, you just know where your teammates are, especially with the awareness Miles Carrillo has.
And maybe a bigger story here is that's Carmen's second foul. He is one of the key cogs in this Academy of Art offense. He's going to have to, no, they're going to send out Valdemios. Coming in will be Garland Vinson, the 6-foot junior from Washington, D.C.
And I think the only reason why you're not seeing Coach Barnes take out Carmen, they just have no depth tonight.
Yeah, only 8 active players. They're going to have to ride with Carmen.
Even with foul trouble.
Even with 2 early fouls. Bates splits the pair, 27-19, Penguins up. Playing great defense in the last couple of minutes to get this lead up to where it is now. Left wing, Carmen has it. Miles Carrillo guarding him one-on-one. Carmen gets all the way to the rack, lefty block, finishes for 2.
Carmen's got a smooth game too. He's got a jumper from outside, so you got to respect that. He was able to put it on the deck. Gets to the lane. Nice finish with his opposite hand.
Averaging 17.6 points per game. He puts it in right there. Matt Hayes has it right wing. Now Taplin left wing. Can't handle the pass. Gets it back. Taplin tries to drive. Cut off by 2 Academy of Art defenders. Stolen by Vincent. Vincent over to Moore. Moore driving. Wild layup, and he misses the fast break opportunity. Ball bounces off Carrillo, so it will stay with the Academy of Art. But fortunate enough, he missed that layup.
Alexis Moore tried to lunge into Hayes. Hayes did a great job gliding by. No contact at all. Caught Alexis Moore off guard. Missed the layup.
Inbounds play off the baseline. Finds Moore on the left wing. Fakes the 3. Gives it over to Anderson. Try to get it back to Moore. Bounced off Carrillo's shoulder and goes out of bounds. And we have a media timeout here at radio.dominican.edu. In the last game of this campaign for the Penguins, it is senior night for Miles Carrillo, Devin Golson, and Connor Haysbert. Penguins up right now 27-21 against Academy of Art University.
And like you touched on, Penguins are starting to get into the rhythm, start to get their flow down, opened up a 6-point lead, started by the defense, the tenacious defense they've been playing. Starting to get open looks. Carrillo out in transition. When the Penguins are out in transition, that's when they thrive.
And we saw it with the little run they made there. It was all started with the transition game. This broadcast is brought to you by the Communications Department and Media Studies Department, where our department chair is Brad Van Alstyne and faculty advisor is Stuart Horn. You're listening at radio.dominican.edu. And following this game, we do have a couple of students, DJs, who will be having their... Oh no, it's canceled. See, I just got that text as well.
Kicking It will usually premiere after the game. Not tonight, though. That's a student show. And if you're a listener out there, there's a lot of great student shows. Go on the website, radio.dominican.edu, check it out, see what times these shows are airing, and tune in and listen. There's a lot of different variety, from music to sports to cars. A lot of good students getting creative.
Yeah, our own P-Dave over here, Patrick Davis, has a music show on Thursdays from 4 to 5.
That's right. It's called The Sound of the Underground, and I'll talk more about that later at the game starting, so I'd like to get back to that.
He's such a kind guy, Patrick Davis is, as play has resumed, and Alexis Moore finished for a layup off the inbounds play for 2.
You can tell he's been experienced playing D1 ball. He attacks the 10 very, very strong.
Up top, Taplin, right wing, now Carrillo, 27-23. This game still very close. Inside to Bates. Nice find from Carrillo, but Bates missed the shot. Ball bounces out of bounds, stays with the Penguins. Coming out of that media timeout, it's Carrillo, Taplin, Haysbert, Bates, and Hayes. As Academy of Art staying in that zone. Nice play. Haysbert gets it left block, finishes for 2.
He's too strong, down low. Good find by Taplin.
Lead back up to 6 as Carmen has it right wing. He does have 2 fouls. Let's see if the Penguins try to force him in another one. Fadeaway jump shot knocked down from Carmen. And stolen in the backcourt by Vincent. errant pass from Matt Hayes forces the turnover, and coming out of bounds will be Academy of Arts ball off the side baseline.
That's just good hustle from Vincent. And if you're Coach Barnes, you love to see that, getting an extra possession for your ball club.
Sloppy play from the Penguins here, 29-24. Academy of Art inbounding to Anderson. Anderson drives all the way to the right, and they're going to call a foul on Dominique Taplin.
That's a ticky-tack foul. Taplin doesn't agree. Coach Harris doesn't agree. Officiating starting to tighten up a little bit.
And that is the first personal foul on Taplin. 6-team foul for the Penguins, so still one away from the bonus. Carmen has it left wing, given over to Anderson now in the corner. Up to Vincent, and they reset it back up to Moore. 25 on the shot clock, 2:58 left in the first half of a tightly contested match. Carmen has it, drives all the way, gets into the paint, fakes a jump shot, and he's going to get called for a travel.
Too many steps on the jump shot, and Ramirez came over to emphatically swat it away after the travel was called.
Great defense there, pressuring Carmen into moving too quickly. He moved without the ball there, took 3 steps and got called for the travel. 29-25, Penguins up 4 with the ball. Taplin up top to Carrillo, right wing. Academy of Arts staying in that aggressive zone. Haysbert flashes all the way out to the right wing. Behind the three-point line, gives it over to Carrillo. Now Ramirez in the corner, drives, nice kick to Haysbert. Haysbert's going to just miss the layup, rebound by Carmen.
That was a great find by Ramirez. Haysbert set himself right in front of the bucket. Just couldn't finish. That's usually something Haysbert will finish 9 out of 10 times.
And the little run that the Penguins made has been answered by Academy of Art. Lead only at 4. Inside to Mazza. Mazza, nice hook shot to the right, and he finishes off the glass for 2.
And Haysbert knows he can't pick up another foul. Mazza was able to get good position, went right over his left shoulder, put it in off the window. Good hook shot.
Lead at 2, 29-27. Taplin up top. Over to Carrillo, left wing, huge 3 if it goes, and yes it does.
And that's the lack of awareness of Alex Carmen. That's his side of the zone. You got to step out on Miles Carrillo once he makes that catch because he is free to fire.
32-27, huge 3 from Miles Carrillo, pushing the lead up to 5. Alexis Moore might try to answer here from behind the arc. Fakes the 3, gets it over to Anderson. Anderson drives baseline, gets denied by Schwartz Edmondson, and Ramirez ends up with the loose ball. Pass to Carrillo, aggressive defense from Moore, knocks it out of bounds. Ball stays with the Penguins.
Moore coming flying in, taking it away from Carrillo momentarily. Penguins will keep possession. But man, Moore flies everywhere. He's a great athlete.
He plays hard both on the offensive and defensive sides. Almost forced a turnover there. Carrillo has it, drives all the way to the paint. Swung over to Schwartz Emerson for his three-pointer. Off the back iron. Rebound to Mazza. And he gets collided into by Schwartz Emerson, so he'll be going to the line for a chance at a 1-on-1.
That was a great touch pass from Taplin to Schwartz Emerson. It's only a matter of time before the Urban Knights start getting burned. They're leaving Schwartz Emerson, Hayes, and Carrillo open for too many good looks for 3. Schwartz Emerson getting really aggressive on the offensive glass, committing the foul.
This has been the first game in a while where we've seen the Penguins struggle from behind the arc, beyond the arc. Like we saw last game against Dixie State, they couldn't miss a three-pointer. Now they can't buy one. Things might change, though, like you said. It's only a matter of time before Academy of Art gets burned. Mazza goes to the line for his free throw and knocks it down. 32-28 here at senior night in the Collins Center.
Yeah, Urban Knights are playing with fire. If they want to continue to give DU those looks, they will eventually get knocked down.
Mazza shoots the free throw pretty strongly. That one off the back of the iron and missed it. Penguins trying to race into the front court and get a fast break opportunity. Schwartz Emerson, right wing, trying to get Haysbert on a post up, and they're going to call off-ball foul on Mazza as Haysbert was establishing position. Haysbert will be going to the line for a 1-on-1.
Haysbert's just too big for Mazza. He outweighs him by 20 pounds, and when you're battling down low on the block as a big, it's so hard to establish position when somebody outweighs you, especially with how strong of legs Connor Haysbert has. He uses leverage very well.
Yeah, that's a great point there, as Haysbert does outweigh Mazza inside by a good 20 pounds. He used it there to his advantage. Gets to the line for 2 free throws, the first of which he knocks down. 33-28, 106 left in the great first half of action. And he knocks down a pair. 34-28 Penguin lead.
Penguins smart, though. Still continuing to feed Haysbert down low, even though the three-point shot hasn't been going down like it normally does.
Last week's player of the week, Connor Haysbert, playing very well here in the first half, continuing that stretch of great games he's played. Moore trying to answer on the left wing. He drives, but great defense by Ramirez to cut him off. Giving off to Valdiamios. His pass is wild, stolen by Haysbert. Taplin now running a fast break with Haysbert. Pulls it out to Carrillo. Carrillo drives, gets to the paint. Scoop layup for two.
Oh, knifed his way right inside past Anderson and Moore. Valdiamios went to go guard Taplin on the wing, left Carrillo a lane wide open for the bucket.
29 on the game clock. They can run out the clock here, get the last shot as the shot clock is turned off. 36-28. Penguins trying to go into the locker room with the stop here. Alexis Moore up top. You know what he's going to do. He's going to isolate himself and try to get a jump shot. 10 on the shot clock. Now 8, using a screen. Alexis Moore, 4-3, right wing, missed. Huge rebound. Corralled by Vincent. Vincent cannot get a shot off in time. Waved off, and that will end the first half.
Alexis Moore complaining for a foul, and then he turns to his teammate and starts chewing him out because he didn't put up a shot in time. He's got to be a better teammate, point blank. I know you're one of the top players on the Urban Knight team, but seriously, if you're going to keep whining to the ref and then turn to your teammate and not getting a shot up before the buzzer sounds, just concentrate on the game, young man.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I've also noticed that here from Media Row. Yes, Alexis Moore is a great player, and you've seen the jump shot he's had. It's deadly. But the way he's playing right now, he's not being a good teammate. Like you said, he's urging really kind of bad chemistry in between his teammates, which is not something you want to see.
If they can bury Academy of Art early in the second half, they should be smooth sailing into their final game against Notre Dame de Namur.
This season is wrapping up quickly. One more half of basketball here, then a full 40 minutes of basketball against the Argonauts. Then they will be going off to San Diego at Point Loma Nazarene University for postseason play. And we've talked a lot about that postseason tournament, but one more step for this Penguin team. I know that their goals aren't just that. They want to win the postseason tournament, then get into NC2A March Madness action.
That's the ultimate goal. Every team's dream is to get into the big dance, to the tourney. That's where the Penguins will want to be going. Second half is about to get underway. Starters for the Penguins with Armstrong, Carrillo, Taplin, Hayes, and Haysbert. As the inbounds is to Carrillo, and we're underway here with the last 20 minutes of basketball in the Conlon Center this season. Matt Hayes along the left wing, reversed over to Carrillo. Kicked out to Taplin, drives inside, pulls up from 18, can't hit the jumper, out of bounds, is fought for. It's going to stay here with the Penguins.
Yeah, good job by Haysbert there, battling inside and getting the Penguins another possession.
Armstrong will trigger the inbound into Haysbert. Back to Armstrong along the baseline. Nice kick to Carrillo. Reversed over to Hayes. Great ball movement. Now back down to Armstrong. Finding Haysbert, awkwardly puts up a shot off 1 foot. He couldn't hit it.
Yeah, you touched on it right there. Awkward shot for Haysbert. He had the look, just didn't have the get off that he wanted. Settled for a right foot jumper, I guess you could say.
Anderson comes flying in to draw the foul against Haysbert as he'll step to the stripe for a pair.
And I liked what I've seen from Anderson. He doesn't get enough looks on the offensive side because of Moore and Carmen, but he's a very good swing guard, standing only at 6 feet tall. He attacks the hoop hard and gets to the paint a lot for other guys to get better looks.
Knocks down the first free throw, and like what you said about Anderson, partner, we saw him really take over in that double overtime game in the Pac-West CCAA Challenge against Cal State East Bay here in the Conlon Center. So he has game. Missed the second free throw, 36-29. As Armstrong's going to set it up at the top of the key for the Penguins. Down low to Haysbert. He's working on Aikman. 2 power dribbles inside, can't hit it. Battle for the rebound comes out to Alexis Moore.
And those are looks you'll settle for because Haysbert's usually money from inside. Today, not really having the kind of offensive showing he wants, but you know he'll settle for those looks.
Moore dumped it down to Aikman. He couldn't finish. Good contest by Haysbert. Penguins coming the other way. It's Armstrong, coast to coast, and he lays it in.
Beautiful move by the freshman Armstrong to get inside the paint, hang and go to the right-left move to finish off the glass for 2.
He has been one of those players that has grown big time for Coach Booker T. Harris. Only a freshman. Moore wanting an Aikman screen. Now Aikman posts up near the elbow. Gives it off to Carmen, and he's bumped. That foul's going to go against Miles Carrillo.
We've seen quite a few of those soft fouls called on the Penguins. Again, it's that hand check rule that's just been put in place by the NCAA this year. You can't put your hands on the person with the ball. That's what Carrillo did right there.
Anderson once again trying to get inside. Rejected by Taplin. Punched all the way out to midcourt, coming out to Alexis Moore.
He has hops, and we saw it right there with a huge block.
Moore on the drive. Got it stripped away by Carrillo. One-handed pass up ahead to Hayes. Couldn't finish. Bodies on the deck. Huge collision by Hayes and Vincent. Here comes Moore the other way. Sidesteps to the bucket. Can't hit it. And Taplin is tangled up with Carmen. His possession will stay with the Academy of Art.
That was a hard collision in the back court. Matt Hayes looked a little shaken up, but now he's racing towards the front court. Seems to be okay.
Here's Moore setting up the inbounds play. Had to wipe the wet spots off the floor. Triggered into Carmen up top. Hayes is defending him. Hands off to Moore. Anderson swings to Carmen in the corner. He's going to put up a three. It's short. Matt Hayes doing a good job crashing the glass. Carrillo knifing his way inside. Kicks out to Armstrong. Along the baseline. Now over to Taplin. Launches a three, and it's good.
We've seen that the last couple of games. Taplin's been starting to establish himself as a three-point shooter. Got the open look there and knocked it down.
41-29. Penguins are now extending the lead, up by 12 with 17-19 left in the second half, and Miles Carrillo has picked up his third foul.
Yeah, 2 quick fouls for him in the second half. Puts him at 3 fouls, causing him to come out.
And Schwartz Edmiston comes to check in for Carrillo. Inbounds to Moore. Down low to Aikman. His pass is deflected up and will stay with the Academy of Art. Josh Armstrong had a chance to save that basketball, but he did not realize that it was last touched by the Penguins.
Yeah, it's just a communication error there for the Penguins. Hopefully it doesn't turn out to hurt him with points.
Inbounds Aikman, stolen away by Hayes. He's got Schwartz Edmiston running with him on the wing. Tough layup, can't go down. And a late foul call. And this is going to be charged against Aikman of the Urban Knights. And Taplin and Aikman are tangled up a little bit, exchanging some words.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there, but Taplin came away a little bit distraught. And the ref said, I got you, and he called the foul. And went to go top to Taplin there.
And it looks like Taplin's got a little bit of a cut below his nose, but he's okay. He'll stay on the floor.
You just had to make sure it wasn't bleeding. You're not allowed to be on the court if there's bleeding on either your jersey or on your body.
The lob for Haysbert. Tries to get around Anderson. Kicked out to Schwartz Edmiston. An offensive foul on Haysbert. Down low. And Johnny Bates is going to have to check in and get Connor Haysbert. So Carrillo and Haysbert have both picked up their third fouls early in the second half.
Hey, you don't want to see that from the senior leaders on this team. On their senior night, both have 3 fouls.
Moore checked by Armstrong. Hands off to Carmen. He's going to look for more on the back door again. Tough acrobatic layup will go to the line as he was fouled by Hayes.
And Moore attacked the hoop hard there. Hung up in the air and ended up going reverse. Got the body foul, now he'll be on the line for 2.
He's shooting it at 60% from the stripe. He was the defensive player of the week, averaging just over 17 points per game. And he's hit the line for 2, and he clanks the first.
Yeah, for such a good shooter like Moore is, he only shoots 60% from the stripe. That's kind of odd to see. But fortunate for the Penguins, he missed the first.
Got the second. To trim the lead to 11, 41-30, 16-40 left in the second half. Penguins have extended the lead to double digits. And Schwartz Edmondson's working on Anderson on the left wing. Gets a Bates screen. Bates has it now. Popped out was Taplin, launches a jumper. It's short. Tipped up and in by Schwartz Edmondson on the offensive glass.
Beautiful tip by Schwartz Edmondson there. We haven't seen that from him all season. He gets to the paint and does a nice tip-in move to finish for 2.
43-30. As Anderson's coming the other way. Swung to Carmen. Gets in the side, into the lane, puts it off the window, and the foul.
Last possession, Moore attacks the hoop. This time, Carmen attacks the hoop. Good job going strong and getting the foul.
43-32. Carmen will try to cut this lead to 10.
The Penguin foul is on 45. Johnny Bates, his first.
That foul was charged to Johnny Bates. His Armstrong brings it across the timeline. Inside, gets his floater to go.
It was one Penguin in the paint, and that was Armstrong against 4 red defenders in the Urban Knights, and he was able to finish over all of them.
Lead back up to 12. Alexis Moore thought about a 3, swung over to Anderson. He gets inside, puts it in, and the foul.
And you've seen a point of emphasis for the Urban Knights to attack the hoop in the second half. Each time down the court, they're going towards the rack hard, and they're actually converting, finishing the layups, then going to the line for one more.
15-49. Penguins are up by 10. We got immediate timeout as Academy of Art is not going away.
Yeah, we didn't expect that here. They played them hard in their first matchup, only losing by 6 to the Penguins. So we knew coming in that this game was going to be tightly contested. Penguins started to run away a little bit there, but an answer from the Urban Knights coming back the other way, attacking the hoop and getting multiple chances at three-point opportunities.
And it's been the way of Carmen and Moore, like you touched on early. They love to score with the guards, and that's where they thrive, is in their backcourt. Foul trouble for the Penguins. Carrillo and Haysbert both have 3. When does Coach Harris go back to bringing them into the ball game?
You've got to think as soon as possible, because Academy of Art's starting to make their run. Only down 10 with a chance to make it 9.
Taking on 12 teams of big-name universities like UC Davis,
And
UC Berkeley, University of San Francisco, and
so far,
all levels of skill.
Carrillo has got 12.
Practices are on Friday
Haysbert's got 8.
at 1 p.m.
On the other side, it's been Carmen with 13 and Moore with 10 to lead the way for the Urban Knights.
10-point game in the last half of basketball here at the Collins Center for the Penguins. 15:50 left. It's going to take a good effort for them to close this game out against what should be a winnable game.
The previous Penguin foul was on 40. Chris Schwartz Edmondson, his second.
Anderson's at the line to try to cut this lead to single digits. Can't hit the free throw. Rebound to Schwartz Edmondson. And he turned it over in transition. Out of bounds off of Moore. Oh, yeah.
Good hustle getting back there by the Penguins.
And it's going to be Hayes on the inbound. Sorry for the technical difficulties, listeners. But we are back up and running. 15-30 remaining left in the second half as Hayes guns a 3. He's off the mark. Penguins up by 10, 45-35.
And they've gone into a little bit of a slump here on the offensive side. Not scoring with the frequency that they were to start the second half.
And a foul underneath. This is going to be charged against the Penguins, Matt Hayes.
With just 15 minutes left in the second half, the Penguins need to make sure that they're carrying this momentum of their 8-game win streak into the rest of this 15 minutes and also into the next game against Notre Dame Dana Muir. Nothing is given in the Pac West. We've seen plenty of upsets this season, teams coming on the road to beat teams that are ranked higher than them. The Penguins need to play with a sense of urgency and end these next 15 minutes well.
Aikman's at the line for a 1-and-1, and he banked home the free throw. Don't see that every day, but Aikman will take it as the bank is open.
Aikman on the season, not a great free throw shooter. He only shoots at 30%.
Couldn't hit it on the second. As Taplin is going to bring it across the timeline. You're right, partner. Aikman only a 30% free throw shooter. Penguins will live with him going to the line. Here's Schwartz Edmondson curling around the perimeter, handing off to Armstrong. He's working on Anderson. Gets a Bates screen. Armstrong tries to slip it down to Bates. Goes off of Anderson's hands. Penguins will keep possession.
The timing just doesn't seem to be there right now for the Penguins. Seems like they're a step late or a step off. Just doesn't seem like the normal cohesiveness that we see every game in the Collins Center.
Taplin will have the inbound with 8 on the shot clock. Bates comes to set a screen for him up top. Kicked out to Schwartz. Edmondson lets a 3 fly. It's short. Battle for the rebound as Ramirez was able to keep it alive.
Good job by Ramirez. He's played a nice couple of minutes here.
Schwartz Edmondson in the lane, off the window and good.
Started by Ramirez, getting them an extra possession. Then they get over Schwartz Edmondson, drives to the paint, and finishes with an acrobatic 2.
47-37. Carmen wheeling, finds more. Ramirez is checked on him. Swung into the corner to Anderson. Wants to post Aikman, he does, right on Johnny Bates. Goes baseline, reverse move off the glass and in. Tough move to get by Johnny Bates and Dominique Taplin.
Yeah, he was double teamed there and still finished with the reverse by Aikman.
47-38, leads back down to 9 for the Urban Knights. Armstrong's looking for Ramirez on the left wing. Good ball movement. It comes across the floor to Armstrong. Puts the ball on the deck, kicks out to Bates. Nothing doing for him. Kicked out now to Taplin, and he hits a 3.
His second 3 of the second half there. Taplin's getting it going from beyond the arc.
Good patience by Johnny Bates not to force it. Found Taplin. He was able to drill the 3, 50-38 now. Penguins up by 12. 13:29 left in the second half, and a foul underneath is going to go against Johnny Bates.
And that pushes the Academy of Art into the bonus for that 19th foul.
19 fouls against Dominican to only 1 for the Urban Knights. And that's one way you can get back into the ball games is if you get to the free throw line, but you got to make your free throws, because guess who's at the line? Mr. Aikman, who's only shooting it at 30%. But you know what? He canned it. So he says, take that, Mr. Swan.
Yeah, he averages 4 free throws a game and only makes a little over 1. Struggles from the line as a big man, but he's knocked down 2 of 3 already today.
Second one way long off the glass.
Splits the pair again.
Splits the pair. 50-39. Armstrong is looking for Schwartz Edmondson in the right wing. He finds him. He's doubled. Got to get rid of it. Dumps it down to Josh Ramirez, who barrels into Aikman, and an offensive foul is going to be called on Ramirez.
I don't see where that call was made. Didn't have position. Was in the looked like the restricted area, the circle right under the hoop. They're going to call a charge on Ramirez. Interesting call.
As Carmen will inbound, and Matt Seska returns for the Urban Knights.
And coming in for the first time of the game is Daniel Van Victorino, the freshman.
He's going to draw the assignment of Aikman. Here's Moore running a double down low screen set. Great defense by Ramirez to come hedge out on him. Moore guns a 3 right in his face, in and out. No good. Rebound by Seska. They'll reset. Moore's got the rock back in his hands.
Can't give up offensive rebounds. A chance at another possession here for the Urban Knights.
He stares down Ramirez, pulls up another jumper, this time inside the three-point line, and it rattles home.
And it always seems to come back to bite you when you give up offensive rebounds. Nice jump shot there for Moore to finish for 2.
Urban Knights are hanging around. They're only down 9 with just under 12 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this second half. Armstrong is doubled, quickly gives it up to Taplin. He lost it, and this is going to be a backcourt violation.
Sloppy play to start this second half for the Penguins. with Haysbert and Carrillo in foul trouble, the reserves have not been able to pick up the slack.
Moore's got the inbound from Anderson as he stares down Armstrong. Looking for Carmen or Anderson off a down screen. None are available, so he puts his head down and goes to the rack. Left-handed layup doesn't go. Skying high, Schwartz Emerson for the rebound.
Good help by Ramirez there to make the shot difficult for Moore.
Taplin looking to maneuver. Swung to Schwartz Emerson. Knifes his way into the lane. Jump stop. Fouled and one.
Schwartz Emerson is doing it on the offensive side. He once again drives towards the paint. Gets the foul call and was able to stay strong enough and finish for two.
And the jump stop allows an athlete, especially a player on the wing, to slow themselves down once they get into the lane without having to try to get all the way to the 10 and committing an offensive foul. Great move by Schwartz Emerson. We got a media timeout. Penguins up 11, 52-41, 11-49. And
one more thing about the jump shot, the jump stop by Schwartz Emerson. It lets him gather his feet and get his feet under him so that he can set his jump shot like you just said. Good job getting in the paint and using that jump shot.
And we're going to get our producer, LC, in finally. I'm glad you decided to agree to do an interview with us. Thank you, LC.
Very, very high in demand, I guess.
It is, certainly.
You denied the first request, so you're only making it more difficult.
All we want to know, LC, is how did you fall in love with radio? When did you know you had a love for radio?
I think it was 4 semesters ago. I took radio and I just really liked it. I was good. That's it. End of story.
And the story short and sweet. I know you do. You have a show, Tinsel Talk. When does that air?
The first show will be this Thursday at 7. 7 after your guys' show.
And what do you talk about on Tinsel Talk?
Usually pop culture stuff.
That's it? Just short and quick. She keeps the listeners on the edge. She's got a lot of mystery about her.
You want to keep them wanting more.
That's exactly what I'm getting from you. Nice vibe.
You don't play all the cards at once.
You're only playing one card at the most right now. You might have 7 in your hand and you're playing 1. But yes, that's LC, our wonderful producer, director, everything.
Thank you so much, LC.
She agreed to come on air and she gave you a few words about her show. Tinsel Talk, airing 7 o'clock this Thursday.
And Schwartz Emerson converts on the old-fashioned three-point play, 53-41. As Anderson is working up top, and Schwartz Emerson has got him in his sights. Anderson picks up his dribble, now finds Carmen running the right baseline. Trying to entry down to Mazza. Had good position on Ramirez and scores.
That's a good job by Mazza inside. It's the first real offensive move we've seen from him. He was able to strongly get position and finish for 2.
Schwartz Emerson working on the right wing. Taplin comes to get the basketball up top. Now Schwartz Emerson finding Taplin. Working a 2-man game. Taplin into the lane. He's bumped. And that's going to be the foul against Alex Carmen.
Good job by Taplin. He's asserting himself in the second half. When he gets the ball, he's attacking the hoop or settling for open jumpers. I've really liked what I've seen from Taplin and Schwartz Emerson in the second half. They're scoring the ball at will here to keep the Penguins ahead by double digits.
And Taplin is at the line and he connects on his first free throw attempt. Second one on the way is good. 55-43 now. As the Urban Knights are going to try to fight their way back here on senior night in the Conlon Center. Moore picked up his dribble. Finds Carmen. As Moore wants the basketball back, he comes to get it. Armstrong tight defense on him. Forcing him towards the baseline. Tough floater, air ball. Schwartz Emerson's got the rebound. Numbers for DU. Taplin's out ahead. Charging right at Carmen. Can't lay it in. Rebound goes to Anderson. Knocked away momentarily. Carmen into the front court, charging with the full head of speed, and he's fouled by Ramirez as he'll go to the line.
Yeah, that was up and down action for both teams. Getting good looks on the fast break, just couldn't convert on any of them. Coming back the other way, Carmen brought it down the right block, right wing. Was able to use the body to initiate contact and get fouled.
And Carrillo and Haysbert are set to check in after this free throw as Carmen knocks it down.
And that's the 10th team foul for the Penguins, so Every foul from here on out will put Academy of Art at the line for 2 free throws.
That's a big point, partner. Any type of ticky-tack foul on the ground, non-shooting, they're going to the line for 2 shots, and it's not even halfway through the second half yet. Carmen's at the stripe. He's got them both. Lead is back down to 10, as that's where the deficit for the Urban Knights have been floating around all night. Carrillo back in to handle the point guard duties. Finds Schwartz Edmondson up top, trying to blow by Anderson. Puts up a shot from 6 feet, in and out, and a late whistle. And this might go against Haysbert, which would be his 4th.
He comes in for 10 seconds and draws a foul.
And we can't believe it.
Yeah, and like we said, they're going to the line for 2 more free throws.
It will be Matt Seska who's going to step to the line.
Seska at the line for the Urban Knights. Double bonus.
Like you called, partner, it's in the double bonus. Seska's first is long, no good. It's Johnny Bates
Returns for your Penguins, replacing Connor
to check in for Connor Haysbert.
We'll see how long Coach Booker T. Harris holds on to Haysbert with 4 fouls.
Seska converts on the second. 55-46. Academy has it within single digits. Carrillo calls out the set. Looking for Taplin in the corner. Hounded by Carmen. Gets a Van Victorino screen. Now up top to Bates. Who hands off to Carrillo. Trying to get around Mazza, who hedged out on the Bates screen. And Carrillo tried to find Bates on the pick and roll. Turned it over. Here's Moore into the front court. He's got Van Victorino on him. Sizing him up, and he carried the basketball.
Good job by Van Victorino to stay composed and keep Moore in front of him. Forced him to carry the ball. Huge turnover as this game has kind of changed direction and changed momentum as Academy of Art's been putting on this run and got it under single digits.
And it's down to 9. I'll tell you what, shout out to LC. There's a reason why she's the best producer. She's been getting our station up and running tonight with every technical difficulty. But we are good to go. 55-46. Here's Van Victorino down low, puts up a shot. It's short. Seska's got the rebound. Urban Knights are much alive in this ball game.
Yeah, this game is by no means over with 9:16 left.
And Carmen swings it over to Seska on the left wing. Deep into the corner is Moore. Going baseline, wrap around, up and under, puts it in, and the foul.
Beautiful move, quick first step to go baseline. Then he has the wherewithal to hang in the air, go reverse high off the backboard, spin it in. Beautiful play by Moore.
With the kiss.
With the kiss off the glass. This lead is shrinking by the minute for Dominican.
Moore at the line, 55-49 now. Leads down to 6, 9:07 left. And here's Mike Temple with the play-by-play.
Just 9 minutes left in the last home game of the season for the Penguins. Seniors Miles Carrillo, Devin Golson, and Connor Haysbert in their last 9 minutes of action here. We have a media timeout. Now we're going to have a coach timeout by Booker T. Harris. And it's just been announced that the Mr. Penguin event held just this last Saturday raised $2,500 for Make-A-Wish.
That's outstanding.
That's a great fundraiser, and it was a lot of fun. You were there. I was there. Were you there, Patrick? Were you at Mr. Penguin on Saturday?
I was. It was a great show. Pretty funny.
Yeah, it was funny. We had athletes and students do what was like a male beauty pageant. They had a talent portion. They had a questionnaire portion, formal wear, swimwear.
It was entertaining.
It was all the work.
I'll tell you, the winner, Brooks, was very, very entertaining. He put on a show.
And that raised $2,500 for Make-A-Wish. So a great fundraiser. That was also fun for the students. Now, Patrick, you've been able to take notes and watch the Academy of Art Urban Knights really claw their way back into the game. What's one thing the Penguins need to do to hold on this lead and remain in second place?
I think one thing, that's a good question. I think one thing they need to do is just keep the fire going and don't stop working harder. I mean, they're working hard right now, the Urban Knights, but I think if the Penguins work harder, that's the only thing that's going to keep them alive right now.
And we'll see if they can keep up the intensity for the last 9 minutes and 3 seconds. When you let an underdog hang around,
That's always dangerous.
the longer it goes, the more confidence they get. Up top, Johnny Bates.
That's absolutely right, partner. That was a great point.
Left
see
wing
all the
Carrillo,
time.
huge three. He gets fouled in the act by Moore, so he'll be going to the line for 3 free throws.
And you see the presence of Carrillo affecting how hard Alexis Moore closed out. And the number one rule is never foul a jump shooter. And that's what Alexis Moore did right there. 3 free throws for Carrillo.
Yeah, Moore closed out a little too quickly and got the arm of Carrillo. So the senior leader, who's usually money from the free throw stripe, way short on the first one. Not pleased with that release. Carrillo on the season, 76% from the stripe. One of the best free throw shooters on this team. Knocks down the second one. And that ends a little bit of a scoring drought for the Penguins. 56-49, up 7 with 8:51 left. The third free throw is knocked down as they take out Carrillo. Try to save him from picking up that 4th foul on the defensive side. Coming in is the freshman Josh Armstrong. Ball rolled to the free throw line, where Moore picks it up and gets past half court. Left wing, Carmen fakes right, goes left. Down to the corner to Seska. Right wing, Moore. Moore drives to his left, gets inside the key, hangs, jump shot missed. Rebound, banked off the backboard. Taplin ends up with it.
Wow. Moore trying to glide through the lane off balance. That was a tough shot.
Armstrong drives all the way. Nice scoop to Victorino. Victorino slams it down.
Oh, that's a first dunk for Van Victorino this season. What a setup by Armstrong.
Good job driving in the key by Armstrong. Dumped it off to Victorino, and he had an easy two-hand dunk. But coming back the other way, we have a foul. And they're going to call it in the act, so the shot will be made by Carmen, and he'll be going to the line for a three-point play.
Yeah. That was on Van Victorino. Got a little too excited on the dunk. Got beat off the dribble. Stuff to stay in front of Carmen, though, as he committed the foul.
Penguins are in foul trouble. Haysbert has 4. Carrillo has 3. Victorino just picked up his second. Bates has 2. Carmen goes to the line and finishes the three-point play. 59-52, just a 7-point lead for the Dominican Penguins, who have 12 conference wins, while Academy of Art only has 4.
Penguins need to find a way to put Academy of Art away.
Taplin, right wing. They're forcing him to go right. He gives it off to Victorino. Nice spin move to get to the middle, and he gets fouled in the act of shooting.
Good move by Van Victorino. Freshman starting to get his legs under him after missing the first half of the season.
Got the ball on the right block, spun back towards the middle of the hoop. On the spin move, reach-in foul called on Seska, just his first foul. Oh, they're going to call it on the ground after the refs met and had a conference. Interesting call. I thought that was in the act.
I thought it was in the act too, partner.
On the northern end of the Collins Center baseline, Armstrong inbounds it to Taplin. Last home game of the season for the Penguins. Left wing, Schwartz Evanston. Up top to Armstrong. Taplin curls off a screen, has the ball right wing. Again, forcing him to go right. He's trapped in the corner, gives it off to Bates. Now up top, Schwartz Evanston, money 3, knocks it down.
Bates had a great look at it, decided to go with the extra pass to Schwartz Evanston, and he is deadly from deep.
He could light it up, and he did right there from three-point range. Coming back the other way, a turnover as Carmen forced a pass inside to Seska. Penguin ball.
That's a huge turnover. Carmen was acting like he needed to score immediately right after Schwartz Emerson hit that 3. It was only a 10-point game, but now that turnover is big because now the Penguins can push that lead out to 12, possibly 13.
They get the 10-point lead with that three-pointer, then force a turnover the other way. 62-52, 7:34 left in the Collins Center's 2013-2014 season. We couldn't have asked for a better season to commentate than the one we've seen right there.
Not at all. I feel like we were so privileged to come in and see all these great athletes get after it, especially in the Collins Center, as they've protected home court. They've only lost one game here, the men have, and it's been special.
And they currently are on an 8-game win streak on top of that. Just 2 games away from clinching that second seed in the playoffs. As for halftime entertainment, we have the half-court shootout. And we have a bunch of middle school kids here almost doing better than the college students as that one just ripped off. Yeah.
There was one guy who almost put one in. Just baseball heave and almost made it.
I remember back in middle school hoop days when I'd be trying to shoot half-court shots. I thought that was the coolest thing, and I'd have to use all my strength to get it there.
I think it was the coolest thing if I could just hit the backboard. Just I can barely get it there.
Just break the backboard. You throw it so hard. Oh, this guy. He's one way off. But that's going to wrap up the half-court shootout as no one was able to make it this time. We did see over the course of the season the mascot knocked one in from half-court. And we also saw one student do it as well. So a couple half-court magic that we've seen this season, but not here today.
And something else about this game is foul trouble's been big. Maybe that's why the lead hasn't blossomed into what the Penguins would rather have it, because Haysbert's barely been able to play in the second half.
And he's been a key player for this Penguin team the last couple of games. He was player of the week last week. And like you said, he hasn't been on the court too much because of foul trouble. That could be hurting the Penguins. Carrillo comes back the other way, gets double teamed. Off to Armstrong, left wing. Up to Schwartz Evanston, top of the key. 8 on the shot clock, right wing. Uses the Bates pick. Has it at the free throw line. Pass to Taplin. Taplin's three is knocked down.
Taplin hasn't even drawn iron on all his three-point attempts. He's buried them all. Great setup from Schwartz Evanston.
Taplin with his third three of the second half. Lead up to 13, 65-52. Moore comes back the other way. Mid-range jumper knocks it down.
He's got a nice touch, especially from mid-range. Tough shot along the baseline. Got it to go.
Penguins starting to knock down some threes, though. The last two possessions have resulted in Schwartz Evanston 3 and Taplin 3. Carrillo drives quickly. Pump fakes, gets fouled, and will go to the line for 2 free throws.
He just rolled Alexis Moore to sleep. Put the Jets on after his hesitation move, and once he had beaten Moore, he put the jump stop on. Pump fake had Moore completely off balance, flying into him. Excellent job to draw the foul by the senior.
Moore just picked up his third foul. Carmen also has 3 fouls. Mazza with 3 fouls. Aikman with 4. Both teams starting to see foul trouble haunt them. Carrillo knocks down the pair as that one rolls in. 67-54. 6:33 left.
I think you'll see Haysbert check in soon here for the Penguins, too, to seal this one out.
Moore has it. Over to Carmen, left wing. Carmen driving, gets to the free throw line. Fadeaway jumper off the right side of the rim. Bates with the rebound. Given off to Taplin. 6:17 left. Penguins with the ball up by 13. Carrillo has it once again. Gets to the paint. Nice pass over to Armstrong. Swung around. Taplin's 3. Knocks it down once again. Taplin is money in the second half.
4 for 4 for Dominique Taplin.
70-54. They're starting to pull away. Coming back the other way. Moore forces up a 3 to answer. He misses. Huge rebound corralled in by Bates. Coming towards the front court. Carrillo has it. Free throw line. Passed over to Schwartz Evanston. His 3 just missed, but a rebound. Johnny Bates goes up for 2 and finishes.
Penguins really starting to impose their force on the Academy Art Urban Knights. Johnny Bates crashing the boards hard, just outworking Mazza down low.
72-54. Coming back the other way. Mazza bumps into Bates. Bates tried to draw a charge. Didn't get it as it looked like he flopped. And Mazza was able to finish for 2.
Sometimes the refs will buy that, sometimes they won't. Mazza continued through to make the layup.
Carrillo again gets to the paint, this time a little wildly as the ball bounces out of bounds. Turnover, Carrillo. Ball goes towards the Urban Knights. Score 72-56, 5 minutes and 12 seconds left. Dominican starting to pull away, looking for their 20th overall win and 14th in conference.
They really started to get the 3 ball to drop.
Aikman tried a nice screen. Carmen drifts all the way, hangs for 2 and glides. Nice finish.
He's got great body control in the air. He can finish with the best of them in this conference.
Academy of Art not going away quietly. 72-58. 4:50 left. Carrillo has it left wing. Gets it inside to Bates. Left block. Mid-range jumper. Just off the right side of the iron. Fight for the rebound. Goes towards Schwartz Evanston. Another possession for the Penguins. Armstrong left wing. Gets in the air. Gets turned over. As Seska gets the steal.
Bad things happen when you get in the air and try to leave your feet and pass the basketball.
Carmen over to Moore. Right wing. Anderson, who just came in the game, drives. Gets fouled on the ground, but it's going to be 2 free throws anyways. They're in the double bonus. 72-58. 4:20 left. Academy of Art keeping this game close. Anderson, we've talked a lot about his game. He goes to the rack hard and initiates contact at the line for 2 free throws, knocks down the first one. Coming in for the Penguins is Matt Hayes, taking the place of Josh Armstrong. 72-59. Game now only at a 12-point lead. The Urban Knights weathered the storm of 2 straight threes from Taplin and 1 from Schwartz Evanston. Carrillo in the front court. Right wing, Schwartz Evanston. No, it's going to be Hayes. Hayes drives baseline. Kicks it over Schwartz Evanston. His corner 3. Knocked down. Their money from beyond the arc late in the second half.
He is deadly from the corners. He hit one in the first half from the left corner. He's back into the left corner once again. Nothing but nylon.
Their last 4 times that the Penguins have scored have been via the 3-point line. 75-60. Carmen has it left wing. Over to Anderson. Anderson picks up his dribble, hounded by Carrillo. Gives it left wing Carmen. Carmen fakes the jump shot. Gets it inside to Seska. Seska goes to work but gets stolen by Johnny Bates. Beautiful defense.
Tried to beat Bates. Baseline didn't work. Baseline moving his feet quickly, was able to get a piece of that basketball.
Right wing Matt Hayes gets double teamed at the block. Now Taplin, his 3. He's been money just off the right side of the rim as the rebound goes towards Carmen.
Right now, anything Taplin throws up, I'm thinking it's going to drop.
Left wing Vinson. Vinson tries to pass it inside to Seska. Bounces out of bounds. And we're going to have a media timeout with just 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in this season at home for the Penguins. 75-60, 15-point lead with 3 minutes left.
And they've got to go into the second half. This is what we expected. The 3 balls started to drop. Schwartz Emerson, Taplin, Carrillo, Hayes were all starting to fire from all cylinders. And anytime that starts to happen, teams just have trouble coming back against the Penguins because the Penguins are also a good defensive team.
Yeah, they are a very good defensive team, especially when they have Haysbert on the court. When they run Haysbert, Bates, Carrillo, Taplin, that foursome of defenders is very formidable to stop any offense. And we've seen that throughout the season. They've played great defense, but also coming back the other way, like you said, when they get the 3 ball going, this team is almost unbeatable. We saw it against Dixie where they put up 105 points. When they shoot lights out, this team's hard to beat.
It is. And I think that's when the Penguins obviously are playing the best, is when the 3 ball is going down. They got 10 of them tonight. They really picked it up in the second half. But when they travel down to San Diego for the conference tournament, that's going to be a huge key for them. They're going to have to hit the 3 ball.
Yeah, we saw in the first half when they weren't knocking down the 3 ball, this team is much different than than they are. Their offense just runs through that 3 ball.
And it's a one and done situation in the conference tournament, and there's no guarantee is if you come with an off game, you're going to get beat.
Very good point. It is one and done, so every game is magnified. And off the inbounds play, a wild pass from Mazza trying to find Aikman goes out of bounds. Penguins will have the ball up 15, 3 minutes left. Left wing, Matt Hayes. Up to Taplin. Right wing, Schwartz Evanston, who's knocked down 2 threes in the second half. Over to Carrillo. Carrillo trying to operate on Vincent. Posting him up now. Gives it over to Schwartz Evanston, tipped out of bounds. Ball stays with the Penguins. This, the penultimate game, as the Dominican University Penguins have one more game in the season, but this is the final home game. And you're listening at radio.dominican.edu. Just 2 games left for the Penguins. Left wing, Matt Hayes, his 3-pointer short. Rebound, tracked down by Moore. Moore, nice spin move in the backcourt. Gets Uzanovs from the crowd. His jumper needs to go, misses. Rebound, Haysbert gets pushed in the back, no call. Ball bounces out of bounds, stays with the Urban Knights.
Haysbert can't believe it. After all the ticky-tack fouls he's been called for going over the back, he just gets clobbered as someone's trying to bark up a tree and no foul called.
Yeah, I saw the same thing you saw right there. Haysbert looked like he got pushed in the back, but no call. Anderson drives, gets blocked by Taplin, but they're going to call that a foul.
I think sometimes on those emphatic rejections, the referees are quick to blow the whistle. Because we saw it early with Mazza, he got all ball. And now Taplin, it looked like he got all ball, and he was whistled for the foul.
75-60. Anderson needs both of these to go to give any chance for an Urban Knight comeback. 2:23 left. He knocks down the first one. Anderson on the game is 4 for 6 from the line, has 8 points, done a very good job for this Urban Knight team. The difference in this game has come on the bench. 28 points for the Penguins off the bench, only 1 for Academy of Art. Knocks down a pair, 75-62, 2:20 left. Pressure by Vincent in the backcourt. Carrillo beats it with a behind-the-back pass. Hangs in there, passes over to Schwartz Evanston. Swung to Hayes, right wing. Hayes picks up his dribble. Over to Carrillo, left wing. Fakes the three. Drives, pullback jumper. Gets hung up in the air and gets fouled as the jumper was denied by Vincent.
It's so crafty. Miles Carrillo is so crafty. Step back, pump fake. He could have shot it. Step back, pump fake. Got Vincent in the air. Leans into him to draw the contact. Referees have no choice but to blow the whistle.
7th team foul for the Urban Knights, sending Miles Carrillo to the line for 2 here as it was in the active shooting. He knocks down the first free throw, 76-62. A little over 2 minutes left at 2 minutes and 6 seconds before this one wraps up. In our last home game of the season, 77-62 as he knocked down a pair.
Got to send the seniors out right.
Anderson has it. Free throw line, drives, right block, gives it over to Aikman. His shot missed. Rebound by Haysbert. Big boy rebound inside, gives it off to Carrillo. Left wing, Carrillo around the back once again. Over to Taplin as they're slowing things down. 1:43 left.
He's putting the spin cycle on Anderson.
Right wing, Schwartz Emerson being guarded by Aikman. His three over the taller defender, knocked down. It doesn't matter how tall he is.
If you don't get out right on Christopher Schwartz Emerson, he will tee it up right in your eye and drill it.
Nice pass from Moore, slammed down by Aikman. Beautiful pass, no look to get it to Aikman, and Aikman with a nice soft two-handed slam.
11 threes knocked down tonight for the Penguins. It was a slow start in the first half, but they've picked it up, especially from beyond the arc in the second half.
80-64. Hayes, his three on cue, knocked down, it rattled in.
Shooter's touch. Anytime you're a great shooter, you're going to get those type rolls. Toilet ringer in.
Moore with the answer from his three-pointer, left wing, knocked it down. Too little, too late, as it's 83-67, 50 seconds left.
You see these flashes of brilliance from Moore, and then you see him way out of control. He's got a great game. He's just got to fine-tune it.
And we will see him here next year as he's just a junior. Very good scorer, but like you said, a little inconsistent. Fadeaway jumper from Hayes missed. Rebound Aikman. Last possession of the game. 30 seconds. Racing in the front court is Moore. Moore, right elbow jumper, hangs. Gives it off, actually, to a nice pass inside to Mazza. And Mazza finishes for 2. Ball inbounded 83-69. Penguins are going to win this one in the Collins Center on senior night. They're going to move to 20-7, 13-5 in conference, back into second place in Pac West play, and 1 game away from that first round bye.
And that's exactly what you're fighting for if you're Coach Harris and the Penguins. That number 2 seed, the bye is huge. You avoid Cal Baptist until all the way to the finals if you get there. We'll see how far the Dominican Penguins can go, but it was a blast calling these games at home in the Conlon Center.
Only 1 loss that we had to experience at home. Great effort from the team throughout the season, though it looked poor at some points in the games, like the first half with Cal State East Bay, like the first half against Azusa, like this first half here today. The Penguins always seem to pull out great second half efforts and keep us on the edge of our seats.